This is the No Off Season podcast week.
Four.
Week 4 recap. A couple games still going on. It's Pac-12 after dark in the little Mountain West Fresno State.
Yeah, actually like that. You're Ryan O'Reilly. I'm Nathaniel O'Reilly.
Yeah, and we're here to recap what was week 4. Oh, Wilbur, calm down. Exciting week. Did it live up to the hype?
Yeah, I think so. I think the top tier games were quality.
I would say 2 games were good. Really good. The other ones were all right. Like, the expectations of one didn't pan out, and that's going to be one of my losers for when we come up with that. And then you had 2 games that I expected to be good, and they were great.
Yeah, phenomenal game.
Yeah, I think two were really good in that nature. You want to go start off with your winners and losers?
Shit. Yeah, winner Jordan Travis and Florida State Seminoles.
We doing winners first? Yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Winners take it all. Jordan Travis, Florida State. Jordan Travis, Heisman. I think he's number 1 for the Heisman. If he's not number 1, I don't know who the hell you're voting for. Fucking
Penix.
I guess, but Jordan Travis has beaten 2 quality teams.
Yeah, that is true.
And one on the road, one at a neutral site. Say what you say, Orlando, neutral site, whatever. I think he's played the best so far. Florida State's performances in second half games, even though you could say that their defense kind of helped him out to win the game. Jordan Travis he just takes deep shots. He is fearless in the pocket. I love the way he plays, so I'm probably a little biased on just his play style. And I think he's the number 1 Heisman trophy winner right now. And I'm one of the people that I'm not a big fan of doing Heisman Trophy conversations this early in the season. So just say that. But I think he's a big winner in that discussion that other people may have in the Heisman Trophy discussion.
Okay.
And Florida State, obviously. They're the number 1 team in the nation right now.
Yeah.
They're number 1.
Just for the quality of wins
They're number 1. There's no one better.
Just for the quality of wins they have. I'm going to say my winner is I'm gonna give a shout out to a team, even though I don't think they played great, but they did dominate. And I don't even think I'd have to look up the stats, but Penn State's a winner in my book. I know they played Iowa, but I don't think they gave up more than.
You giving James Franklin a?
I mean, they dominated from start to finish in that game.
All right, well, if you're gonna just chalk that up as a winner, Iowa had nobody. Everyone was hurt.
Still a winner. They didn't give up a touchdown. I don't think
everyone was hurt.
I don't think they gave up a touchdown.
Iowa was
100 yards.
Iowa was fumbling the ball all over the place. They had no offensive.
They had one real fumble. The other one was a muff. It was a muff.
I guess if you're gonna chalk it up as a winner, fine. Go ahead. But
I still think he pick. That's a Penix throw right there.
Jesus Christ!
He's a Penix throw if I've ever seen it. Sometimes he does that. Yeah, they only gave up. They gave up 76 yards today.
Yeah, good. Well, their Penn State defense is phenomenal.
I know it's really good,
and I was an Iowa backer.
Yeah, so I'm just
before the season. I should have knew about the injuries, so that's fine. If you want to give them a winner, go ahead.
I think that's a winner.
Go ahead, because they showed out.
Yeah, they showed out. They didn't give up 100 yards total offense, so they are a winner in my book. You got your second winner?
Alabama.
Oh, Alabama.
Shake them haters off.
Welcome back, Bama.
Yeah, shake them haters off. That game was funny because the fans didn't even want Bama to win that game.
I think in the second half, they probably turned around. We didn't have the audio on.
On the second half, we did not.
Yeah.
First half, we had to turn it off because it was like
very quiet in that stadium.
No one was cheering.
Yeah.
And they were waiting to boo.
They wanted that feel of not being.
Does Alabama want to be losers?
I don't know.
Do they want to?
But they are a winner. They did turn it around. They shut Ole Miss out.
Ole Miss wasn't shit though. Like everyone, I'm not gonna say everyone, but like Ole Miss wasn't good enough to go into Bama and win that game. Jackson Dart is not a good quarterback. We knew this from last year. I don't know why people talk themselves into Jackson Dart being a quarterback that's quality this year. he's been bad for a while. We in the offseason, we were thinking that Spencer Sanders and Jackson Dart just might trade off.
Trade off.
Yeah, like
You said trade off.
trade off. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, trade off like series for series kind of thing
Yeah.
to see who is the better quarterback because like there's no difference between the two. I think they're about the same quarterback. Jackson Dart didn't do shit in that game.
He looked awful. He didn't.
He looked like Jackson Dart. No, he didn't. No, he looked like who he is.
Yeah.
Who is a mediocre quarterback. And Spencer Sanders is a mediocre quarterback. So I don't know why they chose not to ever bring in Spencer Sanders because
that was going to be one of the.
Well, he did come in. Actually,
he came in for one play.
he did play one play with the helmet came off. So
my second winner, and it's just like last year, kind of, and I'm going to give him credit. It's Kansas. They played BYU. They won that game. You know, they're undefeated. They're going to be ranked. They got a big game against Texas next week. So I mean, I know game day's going to Duke, and rightfully so. You know, Duke's been having a good year too. But again, Kansas is other than remember last year when there was Duke and Kansas and they're undefeated, and it's like a big story.
yes,
I feel like this is better for Kansas because not many people are talking about them, and they're just creeping in there and being like, "Hey, we're going to be ranked next week, and we're playing Texas, and this is a big game for us."
yep, on the road too. No one expects us to do shit.
Yeah. So and their offense is flowing. Daniels looks really good.
And then I know I previously said that we weren't going to talk about Heisman shit, but I'm like, Jalen Daniels wins that game against Texas.
We're going to be talking, but Daniels looks good, and
Arizona State just tried to fucking goddamn kick a onside kick.
They're trying to change the
Jesus
momentum.
Christ. I'm just gonna let you guys know. I have a parlay of USC and Washington covering these games, and they are fucking stressing me the hell out.
Well, Washington just got a pick, so that's good.
Yeah.
But I do think Kansas is a winner. You know, what you said last week about BYU. You don't want to play them on the road. The
Right.
women's road
Yes.
strong. And they did a good job. They dropped
did.
38 and held them to 27. I mean, that's the Kansas style. They're not
That's
gonna-
why I stayed away from the game and
Yeah.
bet the over.
Yeah, that's Kansas style. They're not really going to stop anybody. They need to outscore.
I think the defense is sneakily like not as bad as
it's not as bad, but they make
because
they make too many mistakes at certain. Like they have periods where they just make mistakes.
Every defense
Yeah,
does.
but like they just give up points that quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think BYU's as bad as what a lot of people put out in the beginning of the year.
BYU's never
Yeah,
going
I
to
know,
be as
but,
bad
like,
as what people
that's
think.
one of the things, and that's a great play by Watt. Oh, he dropped it. But anyways, I do have Kansas as one of my winners this week, and it's coming down for I would say I'm more excited for the Kansas Texas game than I am the Notre Dame Duke game next week.
Nah, only because I'm a Texas fan, I'm more excited for the Texas game.
If you look at it, yeah,
Riley Leonard,
this could be his Heisman,
where everyone gets to recognize. So I'm excited for Riley Leonard.
Yeah.
That's why I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get all the publicity that he
there's
deserves.
There's a moment for both Kansas and Duke next week for Leonard and Daniels to get more recognition,
Right.
than they have right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's going to be exciting to see. Well, exciting to see for how it develops next week. But I do have Kansas as one of my winners. And who was your last winner?
Let's see.
I mean, you go Ohio State.
I'm not giving Ohio State a winner. I'm not doing that. That's not happening. I'm trying to look up a random team that I kind of like that pulled off a win that I didn't expect. I'll say Mizzou.
Okay.
Mizzou. Last winner. Their defense is really good. Like everyone knows, their defense, that's the narrative. Their defense is good. Brady Cook was questionable going into the game because he still has that knee injury. His toughness has been shown throughout the season for Missouri. They're kind of stinkily, might be a legit potential to put some pressure on some other SEC East opponents when people thought they were going to be non-existent. And, oh God, of course, that's a fucking offense. Yeah, I just like, it was all set up for them to lose that game, and they came through with flying colors.
You would assume after beating Kansas State
Off the high?
off the high, and
Yeah,
then coming down.
and that showed me a lot. So I'm kind of all in on Mizzou because I want to be all in on Mizzou because I was all in last year.
Okay.
So I'm kind of happy that they won that game. I picked Memphis to cover and money line to win that game. They shoved it right back in my face. So Mizzou, big winner.
I'm gonna do a side random winner, and it's nothing like serious. When we do winners, we don't like to do the main storyline. Like you could be like, oh, Ohio State's winner with the last drive, all that shit. Florida State, you did Travis obviously, but things like that, or Oregon. But like a winner in my mind, Northwestern, they're winners. How many people thought they would get another win this year?
Probably 2.
Maybe.
Or everybody in that locker room at Northwestern, maybe.
Okay. Other than that, like outside of that,
Yeah.
nobody thought they were going to win another game. They thought they were going to lose every Big Ten game.
Right. They're that bad.
Yeah, they are bad. Minnesota was up 24-7 after the second quarter. 24-7. And Northwestern scored 21 points in the fourth quarter to win that game against them. By the way, PJ, that's horrible loss. That's a horrible loss. And I'm a Minnesota fan. You ain't rolling nowhere losing to Northwestern. You're in trouble now.
That's bad.
You're in trouble now. But Northwestern's a winner in my book. They get one Big Ten win, so that's a winner in my book.
Yeah, good job. Good job for those kids, too.
Yeah.
Because it was like, they didn't do nothing wrong.
No.
So it's good for them to celebrate. I don't know if they stormed the field. Did they storm the field or anything?
I have no idea. I don't even know how many
I figure
people
everyone
were there.
storms the field after a big win, right?
Yeah,
Like
but-
you could beat anybody and just storm the field,
Yeah,
right?
that's what it
That's
feels
what
like.
that's
But-
what I learned from Colorado.
Yeah, but no, they shouldn't have stormed the. If they did, I wouldn't mind it. Because
Right,
they have
because
that-
Colorado broke the mold. So anybody could storm the field for any win now.
Yeah, but
So it's losers, boom, put them on there.
well, I think we both had. I had you had.
No, they're not a loser.
Colorado-
Colorado's not a loser.
I was gonna say the loser is everybody. The hype train that is Colorado.
ESPN,
Yes,
Fox.
Yeah,
yeah, the media.
the media hype train for Colorado is finally done, and they look stupid now. And I'll say this: I didn't expect. I said Colorado's offense is good. The defense and the depth we all knew was bad. This game really showed how poor everything is on that team.
It showed me exactly what I
Yeah,
was saying.
it showed
Like-
where we were like, let's be patient. We have to see more. We have to see more. Yeah, they beat TCU week 1, and maybe TCU just didn't. They didn't have enough film on them, and they
They didn't know what the hell they were doing.
And I will blame Sonny Dykes for not watching any film on Jackson State. Apparently,
Jackson Tate.
State.
Oh, Jackson. Oh, yeah, but they didn't run the same. Like they were conservative over at Jackson State.
Yeah, but
Like they didn't run this type of offense.
yeah, it's the same offensive coordinator.
Same offensive coordinator, but they would run conservative. They didn't run the same kind of scheme a little
I
bit.
think-
Like they kind of
I feel like
upgraded
you
a little
could-
bit.
I still feel like you could have looked at it.
You could have looked at and picked up on the little things,
Yeah.
but they were conservative whenever they played. They would only score like 20. Like they were slow paced.
And you could
Run the ball.
You could see it coming, but I just feel like the media didn't want to see it coming after the Florida Colorado State game. Like
I don't understand why you didn't see it coming.
I just thought their offense was still okay. I didn't. No, I just didn't. That's all I said. I knew they weren't going to be able to stop Oregon.
Like I told you, they haven't played the defense,
Yes,
and that's what happened.
but the losers are the media hype train on Colorado. I'm not
No
calling
doubt.
Colorado losers. They weren't.
No.
No.
They're
I'm-
already
I'm
winners.
calling
They're already
them-
winners
yeah.
throughout the season. No
I'm
doubt.
calling the media hype train of Colorado the losers, of them just trying to throw them down your throat and then giving Sanders the Heisman and then doing all that. And now if you tell me Hunter wasn't there, he wasn't going to change the game. He's
We
not-
only got one more week of it. That's it.
Yeah.
So we got the USC Colorado game, and then we're done. So
Yeah.
thank God we can move past it.
who's your loser?
I don't know which way I want to go with this because I want to talk about the Ohio State Notre Dame game. So I don't know which way. I would say I'm gonna do a generality. Conservative defensive coordinators.
Okay.
That's my loser for the day. So I'll go. I don't know if maybe I'll go chronological. Florida State, Clemson. kind of at the end of the first half, they only rushed 3, played zone defense, let Jordan Travis just
Pick them
move
apart.
right down the field and score a touchdown before the half. Boom, 14-17 going into halftime. Whole different game instead of 17-7. That was bad because they chose not to blitz him. Second half, they come out, they run man coverage, they try to pressure him, and Florida State scored how many points in the second half on the offense? 3?
Yeah,
I think they only kicked a field goal besides the overtime touchdown to Coleman.
Yeah.
I think they only scored 3. So they chose to play aggressive. They ended up taking advantage of that. What happened after that was defense taking advantage.
They scored. They scored 3 points in the second half
because they switched up the game plan and played aggressive. Notre Dame, what the fuck are you doing? Have you not learned lessons that we saw in national championship games when Georgia played cover 2 against Bama with what was it, 3rd and 22?
Yeah,
that was 3rd and 19. Their defense wasn't cover 2. I will say it was not cover 2. But it was where they had a linebacker up close and then try to drop him in coverage late, whereas cover 3 kind of, I don't know if it was cover 3. It was kind of a shell defense, but it was played too deep. They didn't need to play that deep. They had nobody underneath.
I'll say this. There needs to be a defensive coordinator.
Just blitz them.
That if you want to play a shell, you can play a shell, but you need to have your, like, you can have safeties deep, but play your corners closer. Like, they're so afraid to get beat deep.
Everyone's off.
You have if you just play your linebackers and safeties a little bit back more, and then play your corners up, you're not going to get burned deep. Like, you're not going to, like, that's just one of those things where I don't feel like people, they play 10 yards off and like, all right, just let them catch the ball and see what happens.
And blitz
a freshman. Yeah, blitz. I would
just blitz. Yeah, McCord. Yes,
McCord is a freshman, so yeah, that is true. Blitz him, but
like blitz. If you're gonna go down like that, at least send some extra guys. Not 3, 4, 5, like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
nothing exotic. Just send some more guys, so he has to get the ball out quick. Because 9 times out of 10, their offensive line is not going to pick out, or depending on the offensive line, they're not going to be able to pick up everybody coming on a blitz, especially if you scheme it right. So more defensive coordinators need a blitz. That's what I'm saying in those situations.
In your opinion, yeah.
Yeah, because we've seen it time after time. I'd rather get beat over the top and you score the touchdown over the top instead of playing zone.
Yeah.
And cover 2 like Georgia did. And Kirby has not made that mistake ever again.
My loser is Lane Kiffin. And this is what I'm saying. At what point did you, if you're an Ole Miss fan, at what point did you believe Jackson Dart was going to lead you down and take the win?
I was just saying, we already shit on Jackson Dart.
I'm not shitting on. I'm shitting on Lane Kiffin because I'm saying
his evaluation.
Yeah, because he left him in there, and you were just like, he's not doing anything. You have Spencer Sanders, and yeah, we might not all like Spencer Sanders, like in Oklahoma State, but give him a shot. Like, you have Jackson Dart, and you're like, if you're an Ole Miss fan, I don't think once they scored, you were like, once Alabama got to what, 17-10?
No, well, yeah, 17-10. Yeah.
Like,
last drive, it was 24-10, and there was like 7 minutes to go, and they could have scored and scored again. Yeah, so but it never felt like.
You never felt like Jackson, and he looked lost in there. Maybe bring in the senior to see if he can control the team and see if he can make moves.
I don't think the senior makes a difference.
But it's one of the things people say. But see if he could bring some type of juice to the offense, because the offense was dead. The offense was dead.
What's up with Judkins, by the way?
I don't think he was hurt. He got hurt in the other game, and I don't know if he wasn't 100% healthy. But they just didn't look.
Is he mailing it in this year?
No,
it feels like he's mailing in.
No, he's only a sophomore now. He can't leave for the draft.
He's a redshirt.
Is he? He's a sophomore. He's a true freshman last year.
Judkins?
Yes.
I thought he was a. Okay.
But I feel like Lane Kiffin and his play calling was awful in that game. And I feel like he didn't pull the trigger at Jackson Dart benching him.
You know, another thing about Lane Kiffin, when he gets down, it kind of like he gives up really easy with his
I
play
felt
call.
like he gave up. He already knew he couldn't beat Nick Saban, and it didn't. Like it felt like that the whole game.
Like, he was like, yeah.
He was like, I'll lose this game. I'm still like he knows he's not getting fired, and so he's like, what are they gonna do? Fire me?
That's not the coach you kind of want.
No, it doesn't feel like I want any part of Lane Kiffin. It didn't feel good at all from Ole Miss.
That was a bad performance by them.
Yeah, it was not good.
And Ole Miss won't care.
No,
The fan base won't care, so they're fine with it. So,
but I do think the coaching and not trying to win the game, it felt like that was a loss for them.
yeah.
Who was your last loser, or is this your second? It is your second loser.
I thought it was my third.
Is this your third?
Oh, shit. Well, I had, yeah, it is because number one. Well, number two, I had fucking defensive play calling. I thought that's what I'm trying to think. Fucking like.
Well, I had the ESPN media. That's why, because I started off. So this is your second.
Oh shit. I didn't plan for having this many, and I didn't.
I can give you my third one. You want me to give you a third one?
Go ahead.
The hype train of Texas Tech, that is.
Oh yeah.
I will throw that in there. They are not good.
See, you have to do that as your loser, but I think I thought West Virginia's a good team, so like, that's not a loser.
They won 2 games at home, so let's slow that down real quick. But I do think
Arizona State is just pulling off trick plays like a motherfucker over here.
Hey man, they gotta win. They gotta try to win. I'll do Tech and I'll do Auburn's quarterbacks. I'll combine them as losers.
I don't know how much you could put it on that, but go ahead.
I mean, Auburn they ain't throw for 100 yards for 3 quarterbacks, so maybe that's just Texas A&M.
When we were talking about their secondary, it's A&M secondary.
I know when they played Miami. Maybe Miami's just really good. That's one of the things that we didn't contribute. Oh my! But I will say the hype train of Texas Tech coming into the season, and them just they're losing to Wyoming, losing to Oregon's not that bad, but then you go and lose to West Virginia, like that hype train just died real quick.
Yeah, good teams win at Morgantown. Yeah. Like a good team wins in Morgantown. And you know what the problem is? The quarterback, Tyler
Slogan. Yeah, he got hurt.
Well, he's not that good anyway.
Yeah, I know. But
he's not that good.
But them losing at Morgantown, some good teams find a way to win at Morgantown. And then not just that, their offense is very stagnant this year too. Like, they're not flowing like last year at the end of the year. It's very stagnant.
He needs Joey McGuire needs to find his quarterback. That's what he needs. He's just waiting for his quarterback to come in. And, like, if he had Chandler Morris, maybe that would have been a match made in heaven, probably.
Yeah.
But he's with TCU, so unfortunately he doesn't have that.
Touchback. Yeah, so that was that's just the third loser.
Yeah.
Of the hype train.
I'm trying to think of the top 25 and shit. And like, USC is a fucking big, fat fucking loser right now for me.
Well, yeah, they're not playing well, but...
that would be, like, one that I would pick. Looking at my board and shit, too. I'm, like, trying to look and surf through. Oklahoma can't be a loser. North Carolina's a winner. Pittsburgh, Narduzzi might be a loser, but it's not big enough to put on there. Arkansas LSU game was like not big enough to put a loser on there.
And plus, Arkansas played well.
Right. So there's like, I'm ciphering through, looking for a loser and shit. Asian refs. Asians?
No, Nathaniel. We're not going in there. What are you doing? Stop. I'm going to cut you off there. We're not even getting into that.
Okay. All right.
Jesus Christ. You can't do that.
You
can't do that. I know you're joking, but that's a terrible joke.
Well, Noah Kim got benched.
Well, he was awful.
So was the ref.
Yes, I know. The Oklahoma... What are you going out of bounds for? Yes, we know. The Oklahoma ref that didn't want to call pass interference.
Or holding.
But... You hear North there.
So that's the loser, right?
You could have said Michigan State's a loser. But we had nobody really expected them to win that game.
Right, so I can't put them as a loser.
Yeah. So let's just move on. Let's just move on to the games. Let's start off.
Oh, UCLA could have been, but they not really because I think they were right in there.
Is really good.
I agree. I think they were right in that game anyway, so it was fine.
Yeah,
it's not loser material and shit.
Let's just jump into the Florida State Clemson game. Great game. That was everything I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
it was grueling. I knew Clemson wasn't as bad as what they showed in Duke, but turnovers again. One turnover lost them the game.
He got
rocked
on the touchdown pass before that.
Oh no, the first down pass. It was the
first down, yeah. right at the one. Yeah,
he got blindside hit on the backside. Got the pass off. Then they went and scored. It was almost the same exact way, except it was the other way. The running back missed the block.
Yeah. Right before that, Musa had that 45, 50-yard run.
Yeah. But that's like a trend for them. He gets a big run and then they fumble the ball.
Yeah. And they keep him in too.
Yeah.
They never take him out. That's the stupidest thing for me. If you have a big ass run.
And then you run them again the next play.
Yeah, they ran him again. Then the turnover happened the next play after they ran him.
After that, because he's tired. He's not thinking, all right, I gotta be on my toes. He sucks in way too far in the middle, so he can't get to the side he needs to block, and the corner of safety just comes in and rocks Cade.
And the worst part for Clemson is you have one of the best running backs in the entire country, and you choose not to use him.
Best all around where he could catch, run.
Best running back. I stand by what I said. He's not great between the tackles, but still, like Shipley's.
He's good.
He's really good.
He's a great college player.
And we always say he should have got the ball more. How many touches did he have in the game?
Probably
not enough.
Not enough.
That's the answer. Not enough. If they gave him the ball, in overtime.
Oh, that screen.
That fucking screen on 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
How about you just hand the ball off to Shipley? He'll get you a yard.
He had 22 touches.
Yeah. He needed more.
Yeah, he touched the ball 22 times.
What did we say? We wanted 25, 30?
I think we wanted
25 plus.
We want 30, but we knew he wasn't going to get 30. But Travis, 21 for 37, 289, 2 touchdowns.
Stats won't show it, but he played. He played phenomenal.
He played good
because Travis takes shots. That's what I love about him. He just takes shots down the field. No matter what, he'll throw it down the field.
Yeah.
He'll just, my guy's better than your guy. And I'll make the time in the pocket to throw the ball instead of running myself. You know, he's the exact opposite of Jaden Daniels from LSU.
Well, Jaden played well today too, though, but
this is my explanation of it. Jaden Daniels will stay in the pocket long enough for your receivers to run down the field so he can have a more open field to run. Travis will stay in the pocket, take the hit, and throw it downfield to give his receiver a chance to.
He also has a 6'7" guy in Wilson, but yeah, I know, but it's.
Oh, so you think Daniels would do the same with the same receivers?
No, I don't. But I was just throwing that out there.
Okay, all right.
I'm not saying you
would. All right, I just wanted to make sure.
I'm not saying you would, but I'm not going to shit on Daniels because for the past 2 weeks he's been good.
Yes, this is what Daniels does.
I know, but you can't shit on the guy for being good for the past 2 weeks.
Against shit defenses.
Yeah, Arkansas's not that good.
What the fuck? Like BYU lit him up. The hell I'm not giving Daniels any fucking credit.
I'm allowed to give Daniels credit even though I don't think he's that good.
Go ahead. Give Daniels all the credit you want. I'll be waiting there when they play Bama. And I'll be betting on Bama.
Again, I probably will too. I'm just not going to shit on them just to shit on the guy.
He does things for himself.
Anyway,
that's why you shit on him.
We're getting off track.
Okay. All right. That's why I shit on him.
We're getting off track.
He makes it about himself.
And then here's a bigger question. Because we're getting off track. Anyways, you're dying to talk about Daniels for some reason. When Clemson was driving at the end of the game, why were they so conservative once they got into the red zone? They ran the ball twice, and then they did that terrible quick screen.
Mm-hmm. And Florida State had 3 timeouts. So
Yeah.
Florida State was going to get the ball back regardless. Dabo really trusted his kicker that he just signed.
Yeah. And then he was a backup last year, and then he came back because you had your freshman was struggling. But why would you put him in the situation that you did?
Why should that have 45 points in the first half?
Yeah, I know.
It's like fucking ridiculous.
But it just didn't make sense to me that you already know you have a kicker problem, and you're just like, yeah, let's run some clock and try to kick you the game winner. When you know you have a kicker problem. Already.
Yes.
Like that.
Be aggressive.
That might there.
He should be a loser. Actually, that should have been on my loser list.
Yeah.
Dabo should have been on a loser list.
Yeah.
And fucking Garrett Riley for Also, do we know who called that play, or was it a read that K did where he's like, "I'm gonna throw it outside because the numbers aren't there," instead of just handing the ball off?
I don't know.
Like, was it a call or?
I'd have to rewatch it, but as of right now, I didn't like it. I don't know. Now I have to question: is Garrett Riley a good offensive coordinator? Because you look at it.
I'm not putting anything. I think a lot of it was on Cade. A lot of it's on Cade.
No, once they got into that territory, that's not on Cade.
The fumble's on Cade.
How's the fumble on Cade? He's got blindsided.
He needs to look over there. He holds the ball a little bit too long. He holds it a tad too long for my liking. So, like, I got to give some of the blame to Cade. Hold the ball. Don't fumble it.
He got blindside hit.
Don't fumble it. Shador does a good job of holding the ball when he gets blindsided.
I'll say this. I think Cade, this was one of the better Cade games. I wasn't upset at Cade. He didn't make me feel like he was going to lose them the game. I mean, yes, the fumble happened, but again, the pass blocking was a mishap. I do think Garrett Riley and Dabo at the end of the game kind of gave me I was annoyed by that.
Yes, I agree.
Because even if you made the field goal, they still have time to go down the field and kick a field goal to tie the game. You're supposed to just go score.
Or score a touchdown. Just score.
Be aggressive. Throw the ball downfield. Let Cade make that decision.
This is the week 4. This is the narrative of week 4. Conservative loses games.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Notre Dame, conservative, lost the game.
Oh, they did try to screen. Well, but
yeah, a screen. That's conservative.
Yeah.
It
just sucked.
And it's not smart to do it anyway.
I will say this. It just sucked for Clemson because they played well. They
played well enough.
I would say defensively they were really good.
You know what hurt them in overtime too? Once Wiggins went out with that injury, they went right at the corner that was the backup corner, and they scored the touchdown in overtime with Coleman.
Yeah.
Because Coleman didn't score. Like, they were locked up on the outside.
Clemson did a really good job.
And then Wiggins got hurt.
Jordan Travis at the end of the first half was really good. Struggled in the second half, but
they didn't have the ball.
Yeah,
they never had the ball.
And it was a really good job by the defense. They did a good job of controlling it. It sucks that it happened the way it did, and I feel bad for them. But that's what great teams do. They persevere. Mm-hmm. They find ways to win. And Florida State right now is finding ways to win.
Yep.
And they're doing a great job at it. So good job by Florida State. Possibly getting the number 1 ranked team. I doubt they will get it, but they should.
But they should.
Yeah. Moving on, we go to the 2:30 games.
There's nothing on 11.
Nah, not really. You had SMU beat or lose.
Yeah, it's like OU and like I'm just curious.
You had A&M beating Auburn. Nothing really there. Auburn's just there.
Just curious if you want to say something about your OU squad.
They played well. They gave up. They would give up yards, but once they got into their territory, they were really good.
How you feel about Dylan Gabriel?
Liability.
Scale 1 to 10.
I feel other than Gabriel, after watching that game, he's the Achilles heel of that whole team.
Scale 1 to 10. Trust,
about a 3. About a 3. Oh my goodness gracious. He's about a 3 because they should have won that game. They should have probably covered that game and won this game about 38-6.
But field position had a lot to do with it.
That the first half, they had bad field position. But he missed really good, easy throws that I felt like he should have hit.
Yep.
And that was a problem. I think, but other than that, I think Oklahoma is really good still.
Okay.
Dylan Gabriel is a problem, but they did win 20-6. So they didn't give up a touchdown. They've stuffed everything that they needed to stuff once Cincinnati got in their own territory. Now, I will say this: Cincinnati, for some reason, cannot score in their own when they get into the opponent's territory. But that's just something they do right now. That's their problem.
They have to work through that anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, Oklahoma looked all right. I wouldn't say great, but they looked good. TCU, they're better than what you thought they were week 1. So good job from them. 2:30 games. I mean, Colorado got dominated. Yeah, I know. Colorado got dominated. No surprise there.
Yeah.
Utah.
Yeah.
Defensively, really good.
Yeah, at home.
At home, yes.
On the road too. But especially at home.
Yeah.
I fucking like. I bet UCLA because I thought they were better. Just more talented. Fucking stupid. Like looking back at it, like you should never bet against Utah at home. But they goes.
You went on the right
no,
side.
I'm not. No, I hate saying that. I would never say that. I would never say that. No, fucking, they were the better team. Utah's defense is really good. UCLA missed a couple opportunities over there. Like
They missed a wide open pass by that
Utah
receiver.
is always good. I just don't understand like how Utah never makes mistakes. They can never do no wrong. The only thing they'll do wrong is make personal foul penalties
The
from
only
time
time
to
they
time.
have a bad moment
Personal fouls.
is the Rose Bowl. They are so good at it.
Discipline.
Yeah,
Last year they got a shit ton of penalties.
in the Rose Bowl.
Right.
But that's the only time that you go and you're like, why are they so bad? It's always the Rose Bowl. Before that, they're good.
Yeah.
They play well.
I don't think they're top 10 good, though. So that's my take. I don't think they're top 10. As good as they're ranking, or what they're ranking, they're
I'm
not.
waiting for Cam.
They're not
Once
as
Cam
good.
gets there, it gets better.
I still don't think they're a top 10 team.
Okay.
I would have 10 teams better than them.
I like them. When Cam gets there, it's only going to get better. So that's
And I'm not too, even though UCLA, no, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Great win by Utah.
Yeah.
Great win. And they're holding the fort down until Cam comes back.
Yeah.
So
They got a big game next week against Oregon State on Friday night. I don't know if Cam's going to be even ready for that game because it's not even in Utah. That's dangerous. That's upset right there.
Yeah.
Possibility.
shit.
But moving on to the Alabama Ole Miss game.
Alabama crowd, that was my biggest takeaway. Alabama crowd fucking didn't even want them to win the game. They didn't even want to win.
Alabama's not back, right? Like not fully. They didn't look great.
They didn't even want to win the game.
That's
the crowd.
You're talking about the crowd. But I would say Alabama won. Good job. But they're not.
A lot of missed tackles.
Yeah. They're winning games. They're not winning pretty.
Yeah.
They are what. Remember a few years ago when I said Texas was a slop it up team and they needed to slop it up? Mm-hmm. Alabama, that's how. When they play LSU and those teams, they need to slop games up to win.
Yeah.
And that's how they're going to have to win games against high quality.
I don't know their
teams.
schedule and who they actually
I know
play.
they have to play
I know
LSU.
all the West teams. Yeah. I don't know.
They have to play A&M and LSU.
They don't have an East team that's fucking kind of slap. I wonder if they play Kentucky.
I think they play.
If they play Kentucky, that'd be cool because that's like right up there.
They got. So the next three is A&M, Arkansas, Tennessee, LSU, and Kentucky.
So they do play Kentucky?
Yeah, at Kentucky. There's a lot like.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, they play Mississippi State next week, but nobody cares about Mississippi State. They're awful.
Yep.
Once after that Mississippi State game, those 4 games they need to slop them, and they can't. Because they can't win pretty games anymore. They can't win the high scoring games. They have to slop up games. Mm-hmm. And for them to slop up games, they're going to have to rely on that defense. Because their offense has to play sloppy. They have to.
They just don't have the guys.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think Nick Saban hasn't really had to play sloppy games in a few years. So he's got to get back to, I need to be because when he got there and they have a great quarterback, he was good at slop games. Those low-scoring slop fest.
He had his defensive. Yeah. But the spread offenses weren't around then.
I know.
That's the difference, though. He was playing SEC football where it's just all 3 yards in a cloud of dust like the SEC fucking used to do back in the fucking early 2000s.
But
so now...
I think he needs to revert back to that style somewhat.
He can't defend his defense, like his acumen, cannot overcome the offensive ability of spreading everybody out wide and everyone throwing the ball out wide. He can't overcome that.
He has recently though.
When? No, he has never shut a spread offense down. He has never done that.
You saying the national championship wins? He didn't shut teams down.
Notre Dame, I guess.
I'm not
That's
talking
not a
about
spread
Notre Dame.
offense. I'm
not
talking
talking
about
about-
spread offenses. Who's the teams that beat them in national championships? Clemson.
Clemson.
With spread offense. And their spread offense is even that good. That's like the mediocre version of
He
a
beat
spread offense.
Washington. They were a spread offense.
No, that Washington team was not, because it was Chris Peterson. It was Boise State style. It was not spread offense. It was ground and pound. It was not spread. No, it was not. No, it was not.
The majority was
No,
shotgun
no,
play.
it was not.
Okay.
They went under center. Jake Brennan was under center.
Not all the time. It was
A
mostly shotgun.
lot. No, they ran the ball.
Okay.
Chris Peterson doesn't do shotgun at that time. At that time,
Okay.
they did not.
Okay.
At that time at Washington, they did not. Chris
Okay.
Peterson doesn't really run
I think
that.
he's gotten better at shutting spread offenses down. I don't know where you're getting the narrative that he can't shut spread offenses down, because he can.
Nobody could shut down a spread offense.
You're saying Georgia doesn't shut down spread offenses?
No, not on a consistent basis. They'll give up points.
How many points did they give up last year?
Total? Oh no!
But it wasn't a shit ton. They had one game.
Tennessee didn't do
They
well.
didn't do
They played.
shit.
They played.
They scored
Yes.
10 points.
All right. Okay. Ohio State.
I was about to say, other than one game,
How many teams did they play that had a spread offense? That was
Alabama.
good.
Alabama.
That was good. Alabama doesn't know what they're running. Fucking Bill O'Brien was their offensive coordinator. The fuck you talking about?
Anyways,
I'm talking
we're
college.
getting sidetracked. We got sidetracked again from the games. Just to sidetrack. But Alabama needs to slot games up to win. That's pretty much what it is.
And I'm telling you, they can't anymore.
I think they can. Ole Miss is bad. They're back. Ole Miss is Ole
Not
Miss.
bad, but fucking
Ole Miss
bad.
is Ole Miss. They're
Yeah.
just mediocre.
Yeah. No need to talk about it. Should have lost to Tulane. Fucking Pratt play.
Oregon looked really good, but that was that.
Yeah.
I talked about Kansas being a winner. They were good. They played very well at home. Should be ranked next week. Iowa State, after losing to Ohio, beats Oklahoma State. No,
Yeah, that overhit in the first half. That was
yeah.
close to. Yeah, that's dope.
Washington State winning against Oregon State.
Yeah, good call. No, by you. Good call by you.
Yeah, they try to do Washington State things and try to blow a game at the end of the game, but they did win 30.
Well, you called it. You said they were the better team.
I
Straight
said
up.
they're the sleeper team of the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Oregon State last year was a sleeper team, and I think Washington State is the sleeper team of the Pac-12 this year, to where you're like, oh, they're the, because everybody thought Oregon State's like, there was people that tried to make Oregon State their sexy pick, and
Yeah, you know who you are.
but you need there's more than just one.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I'm just saying, you know who you are if you picked Oregon State as
Yeah.
your sexy pick. Like, I don't understand how's that. You would think Oregon State would beat Washington though. Like, evaluating teams and saying Oregon State winning the Pac-12.
Some people were trying to put them as a dark horse, but I knew
Yeah,
they weren't.
like,
But then I just think Cam Ward is a good quarterback, and I think Washington State's a good team. And you go to Pullman, shit happens there all the time.
First time watching the Oregon State game, I was not impressed with anything.
But again, I tried to tell you this. This is where you're disregarding. You're disregarding Washington State's quality at home instead of Oregon State, because Oregon State next week is going to beat Utah, and you're going to be like, "Wow, Oregon State is actually good. They are a good team." It's just. It's just
From
Washington
my
State.
eyes. From my eyes.
When you go to Pullman against Washington State, it's a lot harder than playing majority of the teams in the Pac-12.
Okay, I've seen teams go to Pullman and win games.
Yes, but this team's a lot better than 3 years down
Okay,
the road.
all right, fine.
This team's a lot better.
To each his own, but fucking Oregon State did not look great in that game. They were undisciplined, a lot of penalties, and like they just didn't look like they were ready to play in that atmosphere. Maybe big ups to Pullman. Maybe that's the reason. They had a lot of I heard the coach was really good. They were undisciplined. They had a couple personal fouls that happened in that game. I just didn't see a lot from Oregon State where I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely the team that's going to win the Pac-12. I didn't see a goddamn
Well, they were the sexy dark horse pick.
like I didn't see anything.
But not a lot of
not
people,
even close.
Yeah, they're the sexy dark horse pick, which shouldn't even been
Like-
a thing. Like your sexy dark horse pick should have been like Utah, even though it's not sexy. That's a dark horse pick. But
No, sexy dark horse pick is Washington.
no, because they're up there for favorite. They were
No one,
third.
Yeah, no one picked them though.
They were third. Well, I think they were fourth actually. Yeah, you might. Have been.
Right, no one picked them, and that's a sexy dark horse
Yeah.
because fucking the way they play.
LSU beat Arkansas 34-31 to win the boot.
Yeah.
Daniels had a good game. Arkansas's defense is bad. We're not discrediting Arkansas's defense isn't bad, okay?
Or not acknowledging that it's bad.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Daniels he only missed 9 passes. Mikael Neighbors, top receiver in the college right now.
I know you said that when we were watching.
Yeah,
You're
when I
like the
was
best receiver in college football.
Right now, I mean he's producing.
I
I know
guess.
Harrison Jr. is the best overall, but right now,
I guess you could like.
Daniels is going to Neighbors all day.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue if he wins the receiver award. That's fine. It's too early.
It's too early. I'm
Too
saying
early.
as of right now, though, he's a
There's
great threat.
I like Coleman from Florida
Coleman's
State.
been
Like
good,
there's
yeah.
like a lot of guys out there, so it's like too early for me to put him as number one though. But Neighbors past two games.
Daniels and Neighbors have found a really good connection to where it's not just the outs and the comebacks anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors is kind of running the deep route, doing double moves, and they're working.
Yeah, it works against bad
Bad
defenses.
again, 2 bad defenses.
Mm-hmm. Wait till they play good defense.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
But they did win that game, pulled it out. LSU's defense looked a little shaky, but that's KJ Jefferson. With no Rocket Sanders, though, too. I will say that. Again.
Arkansas kind of should have won straight up. They fucking settled for field goals in the red zone too many times.
And they were undisciplined. Too many false starts. by them.
Arkansas is always like that. Always like Sam Pittman team is always undisciplined, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, yeah, what is it?
Indiana. Oh, he missed it.
Yeah, he missed it. That's what I'm saying. Oh, Akron,
Yeah.
Akron.
It went to 4 overtimes. There
Oh
we go.
wow. Texas dominating Baylor. That's a good shout. You know, we said watch out. You don't want to play Waco at night.
Yeah, that's us me being cautious
But
about
it's
it,
one
but
of those
it's a good
things.
win. Good
Yeah,
win
it's
for
a good
us.
win.
I'll stand by my statement. I think we do have the best defense in all college football, so fucking that's on record.
Okay.
That's what I say. We play spread offenses. We play
It'll be
fucking
interesting to see what you'll do next week against Kansas.
yeah. That'll be the proof in the pudding because they'll get rubbed right back in my face because Jalen Daniels is a mobile quarterback. They could score a shit ton of points.
Not Jalen Daniels.
Jalen Daniels.
I thought you said Jaden Daniels.
No, Jalen.
Yeah, okay.
Jalen. They could score a shit ton of points. Just from watching the Baylor game from our defensive line, we get so much penetration early on. Our defensive line is really talented. Probably one of the best in the nation, just like if our defense is. And we have a shutdown corner. Not a lot of teams have a shutdown corner. We have one on the outside with Ryan Watts. And Catalan, the safety, as long as Catalan's healthy, he's coming down knocking heads off. I'm really, really happy with our performance. That's all I got to say about it. Nervous about next week, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. Then we go to the big game of the day. Ohio State beating Notre Dame 17-14.
16-14. Did they kick that extra point?
They forced them to kick the extra point.
Okay.
I guess you have to, technically. Gutsy performance from Ohio State. Notre Dame, like...
What, would you call it a Rudy-esque? Would you call it a Rudy-esque performance by Notre Dame?
This is the thing. Right when Notre Dame couldn't get the first down and they punted the ball, I said this game is over. They're going to lose this game because you felt it, right? You felt like I felt the loss already.
I didn't say that.
I know you didn't say it, but in your head you had it in there.
Not till one situation happened.
But I'll say this.
No, you know what happened.
I know, but this is what I'm going to say. And this is one of the things I will question Freeman about this. You were running the play clock before the punt, pretty much the one. Call a timeout. Why are you backing up 5 yards to give them better field position? You're up. You want to get it as far away from your end zone as possible. Why take the 5?
He thought his punter would have had a better punt.
But you When have you ever felt like Notre Dame's had a really good punter?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's been
Samardzija? Did Samardzija punt?
No, he did not punt.
Samardzija did everything for Notre Dame for a
He
long
did not
time. He didn't punt?
No. I felt like that was horrific. I was like, you don't take 5. You don't take 5. I don't care what you do. You just don't take 5. And then give it to him pretty much almost at the 50-yard line. I think they were a little bit short. They were on like the 40-something to start that drive. And then you had the mishap. You had the dropped interception, which...
That's when the game was over.
That's when
I feel
you
like
lost everybody that has a team and you drop an interception and you
late in
the game to win the game, to end the game, you're like... Oh.
I call it, as a Texas fan, I call it the Blake Gideon.
Okay, the Blake Gideon or the San Francisco 49ers Reed dropping that lobber that Stafford had in the NFC Championship game. Like things like that, when you drop those plays,
you lose.
It just I don't know why it deflates you so much. And then the worst part was they got redeflated. They pumped it back up, 3rd and 19. Then they played the soft coverage, and you just get redeflated. And then I felt like Notre Dame fans, you could just go play by play. You could go to USC, fucking the push.
And then everything, yeah, well, that's exactly
and then
what
you had this play at the 1-yard line.
On top of that, though, if we go back to their drive to try to milk the clock out, if they would have ran the ball instead of throwing that screen,
yeah.
Ohio State would have had to use their timeout.
They would have had a 10-second runoff after the intentional grounding.
After intentional grounding, they wouldn't have had a timeout, so they would have had to use the 10-second runoff.
And it would have only been 5 seconds left.
So
then you could have played that conservative.
Then you could have played that defense.
Yeah.
So it all comes down to little details.
And when they on second down, they missed the running backs missed the fucking play. Remember Hardman went to the left.
Oh yeah.
Miscommunication. He tried to give it to the other running back. 44, great. He's great. He makes big time plays when they need to be made. He didn't do anything in that game until the last drive for Notre Dame drive. Comes in, gets stuffs that run. Try to do a screenplay, almost gets a pick. And they just
Notre Dame, Ohio State. You're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm saying 44 made that drive.
Oh yeah, he wins games for Ohio State all the time. I've seen him do it multiple times,
and he did a great job. Like I said,
he's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Like I said,
anything in that game until that moment, and that was so impactful that it was that you have.
He's won games. I think I've seen him win like 2 or 3 games by himself.
Yeah,
since last year. I can't remember what game it was last year. He
had 2 pick sixes in the game. Yeah,
like that guy's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. They're going to get. He's just that good.
It was just he made the big time play.
Yeah, and get big on him.
Shout out McCord. He didn't have a great game. The last drive, he threw a bad pass. Should have been picked.
Fuck you. Do not do a shout out McCord. Do not do that. He threw a pick. He threw a pick. So no, you don't get no shout out. You don't get a shout out.
He was more poised than I thought he was going to be.
No, he played bad.
Last drive.
He played bad. He threw a pick.
It
was dropped.
Was it a pick?
Yes, it was dropped. He did not play good. I don't need a shout out.
Was it a pick?
It wasn't because he dropped it.
So he didn't throw a pick.
Okay, fine. So he doesn't get a shout out.
Lucky to win.
Okay, fine. But he doesn't deserve no shout out. He didn't play good.
I would say the poise in the last drive was a little bit better.
No.
All right, fair enough.
You shout him out, I guess, but fucking, I don't think he deserves it.
All right, fair
Only
enough.
On your side, not on my side. You get no shout out, McCord.
You didn't have a great game. I just said the last drive was.
You said shout out.
Yeah, the last drive. I didn't say the game. I said shout out for the last drive.
He threw a pick.
He didn't. You can't say he threw a pick and he didn't. The guy dropped it. Okay, Stafford threw a pick 3.
Right.
He didn't.
So in my mind, you didn't win the game. And if you throw like I don't give the shout out to the quarterback whenever like you fucked it up.
I just said the poise from the freshman. It was a lot better than some of the freshmen.
Okay. Fine.
Like that poise was a lot better than I've seen Cade have in a while.
You play for Ohio State, dude. Like everyone's gonna be open. Like everything is easy. Like you're Ohio State quarterback. You have fucking great receivers all across the board. You should be better than what you are. You played bad.
He did play bad for most of the
So, yeah, you played bad.
Fine.
Everyone's running open.
Fine. Penn State dominating Iowa, the whiteout, 31-0.
Yeah, Iowa injuries, fuck me.
Hey, it didn't
all
matter.
that shit.
It wouldn't have mattered who.
Probably not. Probably not. I just
Yeah.
gotta chalk it up to that and just whatever. Fucking bad pick by me. All that. I will say this. Fucking all this shit. I know we talked about it. I think we talked about it last time. Like he's just not that good.
Who Aller?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not.
He's just not for Penn State.
I mean,
he's not.
They won 31-0, but he did not play.
He's just
well.
not accurate, man.
Yeah, Drew Aller, like you're just like he threw 4 touchdowns. So the fuck what? So what?
It's just not accurate enough for me. And I just keep waiting for the shoe to drop on him, but it's just gonna have to be that fucking. Now we're in this mode since Ohio State won and Penn State both won. We're in this now fucking what do you want to call it? Triangle?
Yeah, you're pretty much in a triangle.
Like Bermuda Triangle
you're
of
like,
the Big Ten.
You're like Allen McCourt stink, but which one's gonna play better at the game? Whose defense do you like more? I like Penn State's defense, but I also like Ohio State's
weapons.
Weapons, and you're like, well, which one? Do you trust Henderson? Do you trust Franklin to give the ball to Singletary and his running backs? Like, where are we at?
Oh, also going back to the Ohio State game, like we said, fucking I told you Ryan Day would not run the ball. Fucking like he needed to. That's why they should have lost the game because they didn't run the ball enough. That's why it was close because he should have run the ball more.
Yeah, he didn't run as much as you would assume. Yeah,
I told you, fucking he needed to run the ball more. They still won the game, but fucking like stupid. Why are you passing the ball so much with the freshman quarterback anyway? Especially when Travion needed more carries. But yeah, my bad. I don't want to bad trade.
That triangle of them is just pretty much that. And then you go, can anybody beat Michigan? And you're like,
Michigan's
Penn State can because their defense is good, but their offense, it doesn't look good. Like, you're like, yeah, you scored 31 points, but did it feel like every game Penn State wins? You go, did it feel like they dominated that game that much? You're like, defensively, yes. Offensively, no.
Yeah, that's the thing. Their defense is really fucking good.
Like anything defensively, I'm not saying shit about the defense. It's good. Offensively, though, it just doesn't feel like it's in the emotion.
And I'm like, I wish I could see on their schedule where they could lose a team to a Big Ten, but the Big Ten is so bad, it's only the 3.
Yeah.
There's no way they're losing to anybody.
Like, who they got? They got Northwestern next week. I don't even know if Northwestern's going to score against. And then they play UMass for some reason. Then they go and play Ohio State. And then Indiana, Maryland, maybe Maryland. But how many?
Maryland's a discussion for we'll have that discussion.
Anyway, you can never trust Maryland. Maryland's going to Maryland. Then they got Michigan, Rutgers, and Michigan State. So yeah, they really only have 2 games left.
Right. They're national champs.
Yeah. Yeah, they have 2 games, maybe Maryland, but nobody trusts Maryland.
Be interesting. They better not be undefeated. If we have Washington fucking Penn State both undefeated, and they don't let Washington, well,
that's down the road, but good job, Penn State. I still don't like your offense. Your offense.
Yeah, I didn't want me to shit on you. I don't trust your quarterback. You got great running backs. Obviously, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Defense is phenomenal, but fucking I hate your head coach. So that's the problem I have with you more than anything.
I'll say this: their offense feels like a sputtering car, but it somehow still gets you to
get you
to the destination that you need to get to.
What I have a '93 Geo Prism back in the day.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I gotta go. You live in like
what was the Jeep or Ford?
Geo something.
No, you had the Ford.
I had the Ford Explorer, yeah. And I just give me the work. And it got me the work.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where you're just like, if you go from Austin to San Antonio, like, oh, please get me there. And you can hear it sputtering and you're like, but they get you there and you're like, oh, thank God it got me here.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like Penn State's offense is. And the defense keeps making sure that it's going to get to the destination.
No doubt.
That's how it feels about their offense. Their like team right now is the defense is making sure they're winning games.
See, we're watching this Washington Cal game right now, and honestly, if Washington and Penn State played each other, I could see Penn State winning this game because their defense is so good. However, I'd pick Washington because they're prettier.
Yeah,
that's like
It's just wild.
But
South Carolina being Mississippi State, nothing there. Oh, it's nothing there. North Carolina.
I didn't know Shane Beamer went to Mississippi State. That was the fucking fun fact that I learned. That was the how the fuck is Shane Beamer going to fucking Mississippi State? That's what's wrong with Valtech. Shane Beamer going to fucking Mississippi State. He should have been Valtech. He should already be over there.
Hey,
But-
shout out Rattler only missed 2 passes, 3 touchdowns. I know you hate Rattler.
Rattler lighting up against a mediocre opponent.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it wasn't a big game, was it?
No, it was Penn State or
Right.
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, not a big game, so he'll put up those stats.
Drake May, North Carolina beating Pitt. It's fine.
Way to go, cover.
K-State flipped it around after losing to Missouri. Won today, 44-31. Did not know Will Howard's going to play. Plumlee, did he get hurt in that game? Let's see.
Believe he did. That's a legal man downfield.
He didn't start. I didn't know he was hurt. So that was on me. Should have known that. Plumlee was hurt. That was on me.
Yeah. K-State showed them what Big 12 football is really about.
Yeah, DJ Giddens had 30 carries for 207 yards.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
See? Run the ball. Quarterback's hurt. Run the
Will
ball.
Howard threw the ball 42 times. So
Just say, how many possessions did they have?
That
Jesus
is-
Christ.
there you go.
72? That's 30 runs at 42. Damn.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
that is
wild.
wild. And Giddens also had 86 yards receiving.
Yeah.
So good job by K-State. That's pretty much it for the recap.
Yeah.
My biggest takeaway is the Big Ten the Big Ten in general is just sputtering. It's just average.
Fucking, we're going to have to hear about these 3 fucking teams the whole time that are going to
Yeah.
be top 5.
Yeah.
But they're fucking still
They all
not
have major
great.
flaws. I
Like,
think Michigan's the most non-flawed team. But even then, like if you give me Michigan, Washington, I'm taking Washington. If you give me Michigan, Georgia, I'd most likely take Georgia. Like that's crazy to say because I don't think Georgia's been that pretty. But I haven't seen anything from Michigan that make me feel confident.
just ready for these Big Ten teams to knock each other off to get out the top 10 because I want to see them in there. Because, well, Ohio State's going to have to be up there,
Yeah.
right? After that win.
The Colorado stories ended. USC's just playing god awful against Arizona State. They're milking this one in all day. Colorado, USC next week. USC should dominate, but who knows? USC's struggling against Arizona State right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's about
That's about it. Florida State, good job. Congratulations. You are the front runner. That Florida State
number one. That's number one, right? Right now? For you and I?
Actually, I really want to put Washington as my number one.
No, I got to go with the track record. I have Florida State 1. I have Florida State 1.
Florida State's played 2 quality teams.
Yeah.
And LSU, and I still think Clemson's good.
Yep.
So I'm going to give them the nod. So I'd go, my top 5 would, my 4 right now would be Florida State, Texas, Washington, Michigan.
I have Ohio State instead of Michigan.
Yeah, because they beat Notre Dame.
Yep. You have to respect it. And I have Washington 3 too. Well, actually I have Ohio State 3 because I respect the win.
Respect the win.
Yep. Respect the win. Ohio State 3. Washington hasn't played enough people. Have them at 4. Wait till they get that Pac-12 win. That's how I'll do it.
All right.
So that's all I got.
They play Oregon on October 14th, by the way.
October 14th?
Yeah. So that should be exciting.
Holy shit. Hopefully they'll keep winning though.
They got Arizona next week. Delore got out. He played awful anyways the days, but we'll see what happens there. They're definitely beating Cal. It's 52-12. Good job by them. But that's going to end the recap. It's a little wild, a little crazy.
Just a little bit. Not too much yelling going on.
Nah.
Just had the little discussion about
Discussion about, Jaden Daniels for some reason.
out of all people. Then you can get that wild shit.
Yeah. And then talking miscues from head coaches from the last second drives. But
Yeah, I'm a big on that. But
exciting week. It was a good week. Fun week. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys on
Wednesday preview.
for the preview for week 5. It's not as good as this week, but we always find something to talk about. Thank you guys for listening and enjoy the NFL Sunday slate.
Hopefully you played my teaser. What's called out. So I don't know if you still want to play it. Bryce Young's out, so be leery of Andy Dalton. But fucking, I won't care. I still play it. I already put my bet in, so my bet's already in. So if you want to ride with me, ride. We ain't scared about Andy Dalton.
What was the teaser again, so people know? I have it here. It was Bills, Dolphins, Titans, Atlanta, Seattle, Ravens.
Right. And I added somebody too on mine, actually. I did add somebody else. That's why I was like, I added somebody on mine. But that's just for me.
All right.
But
all right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.
yeah.
Later.